The massive alien warship appeared out of nowhere, its hull gleaming under the Earth's orbital lights. Tom Miller stood at Phoenix Hub's main observation deck, watching as the vessel limped toward his repair station. Even damaged, the ship was impressive, nearly 2 miles long, with purple-tinted metal that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "Sir, the Galactic Federation warship Starbreaker is requesting emergency docking," announced Mike, the station's traffic controller. "They're reporting critical drive failure." Tom straightened his worn jacket with the Phoenix Hub logo. After 20 years running Earth's biggest repair station, he thought he'd seen everything. But a Federation warship, that was new. The aliens usually avoided human repair stations, preferring their own high-tech facilities. "Guide them to Bay 12, Tom ordered. "It's the only one big enough for a ship that size." As the Starbreaker drew closer, Tom could see the damage. The ship's quantum drive section pulsed with an unhealthy red glow instead of the usual blue. Sparks flew from several damaged panels, and the whole rear section looked ready to fall apart. The docking process took almost an hour. When it was finally complete, Tom headed to the airlock to meet their unusual customers. He found himself facing 3 tall aliens in shimmering uniforms. Their blue skin and silver eyes marked them as members of the Federation's elite fleet. The tallest alien stepped forward. "I am Commander First Rank Dex. Our ship requires immediate assistance." His universal translator made the words sound flat and mechanical. Tom nodded. "Welcome to Phoenix Hub. I'm Station Chief Tom Miller. What seems to be the problem?" "Our quantum drive suffered a cascade failure during light-speed travel," Dex explained, looking around the station with poorly hidden disdain. "We visited 3 Federation repair stations, but none could fix it. We stopped here only because we had no choice." Tom ignored the implied insult. "Let's take a look at your drive. Kate." He called out to his lead engineer, who was already heading their way with her toolkit. Kate Ross was the best engineer Tom had ever worked with. Her dark overalls were covered in various stains from a dozen different repair jobs, and her tool belt carried everything from ancient wrenches to modern plasma cutters. "What have we got, Chief?" she asked, studying the alien visitors with interest. "Quantum drive failure. Let's show our guests how we do things on Phoenix Hub." The aliens followed them through the station's corridors. Commander Dex couldn't stop staring at the mix of old and new technology. Traditional pressure gauges sat next to holographic displays. Steel pipes ran alongside plasma conduits. "Your facility is surprisingly functional," Dex said, trying to be diplomatic. "But our quantum drive technology is far beyond human understanding. Perhaps we should wait for a Federation repair ship." Kate was already scanning the drive with her handheld device. "Interesting," she muttered. "You've got microfractures in the quantum containment field. Looks like metal fatigue in the primary housing." The aliens exchanged surprised looks. "That's exactly what the other repair stations found," one of them said. "But the damage is too complex to fix. The entire drive needs replacement." Kate grinned. "Replace it? Nah. We can fix this. Humans have been repairing things that shouldn't work for centuries. It's kind of our specialty." "Impossible," Commander Dex stated flatly. "The quantum housing can only be manufactured in zero gravity using molecular assemblers." "Maybe that's how it's made," Tom said, "but that doesn't mean it's the only way to fix it." "Kate, what do you need?" Kate was already pulling tools from her belt. "Give me 6 hours, some high-grade steel, and access to our plasma welding bay. Oh, and I'll need that special ceramic compound we developed last year." "You intend to use primitive materials on our quantum drive?" Dex looked horrified. Tom smiled. "Commander, you came to us because nothing else worked. Let us show you why Phoenix Hub has the best repair record in this sector of space." The aliens watched in disbelief as Kate assembled her team and got to work. They didn't know it yet, but they were about to learn why human repair stations would soon become famous across the galaxy. Sometimes the best solutions didn't require the most advanced technology. They just needed human ingenuity and the willingness to try the impossible. Kate Ross's hands moved quickly as she examined the massive quantum drive. The alien crew of the Starbreaker watched nervously, their blue faces showing clear worry as she used simple tools to check their advanced technology. "This is fascinating," Kate said, pointing to a complex pattern of cracks in the quantum housing. "Look at how the metal has worn down. It's not just broken, it's tired." Commander Dex stepped closer, his silver eyes narrowing. "Tired? Metal does not get tired. It either works or it doesn't." Tom Miller smiled from where he stood watching. He had seen this before. Aliens who thought their advanced technology was beyond human understanding. They were about to learn an important lesson. "Actually, Commander," Kate explained, wiping grease from her hands, "all materials get tired. We learned this back when we were building steam engines. Metal bends, stretches, and weakens over time. We call it metal fatigue." She pulled out an old device from her toolkit, a simple magnetic scanner that looked ancient compared to alien technology. "See these patterns? They're like wrinkles in fabric. Your quantum drive housing didn't just break. It slowly weakened over millions of small stresses." One of the alien engineers moved forward, interested despite himself. "But our sensors showed no such damage pattern. The housing simply failed." "That's because you're looking for big problems," Kate said. "Sometimes the smallest cracks cause the biggest failures. Humans learned this the hard way. We spent centuries fixing things with limited resources. We had to understand how things break to keep them running." She walked over to a workbench and began laying out tools, some modern, some looking like they belonged in a museum. "Your repair stations probably wanted to replace the whole housing, right?" Commander Dex nodded. "Of course. That is the proper procedure. But replacement parts for this model would take months to manufacture," Kate continued. "And your ship needs to fly now. So we're going to fix it the human way." Over the next few hours, Kate and her team demonstrated their unique approach. They used old-fashioned metal working techniques combined with modern technology. They heated specific sections of the housing with plasma torches, then carefully reshaped the metal using tools that looked hundreds of years old. "Impossible," one of the alien engineers whispered as Kate applied a special ceramic compound to the repaired areas. "The quantum field should be destabilizing, but it's actually getting stronger." Tom watched with pride as his team worked. "You see, Commander, humans have something special. We don't just replace things. We fix them. We understand how materials work at their most basic level because we had to learn the hard way." Kate pulled up a holographic display showing the quantum field readings. "Look at these numbers. The housing isn't just repaired. It's stronger than before. We reinforced the weak points. Added support where the metal was most tired." The alien crew gathered around the display, their expressions changing from doubt to amazement. The readings showed a quantum containment field that was now operating at 110% of normal efficiency. "But how?" Commander Dex asked. "You used such simple tools, such basic materials." "That's the human touch," Kate said with a grin. "We know that sometimes the old ways work best. Every tool in my belt, from the oldest wrench to the newest plasma cutter, has its purpose. The trick is knowing which one to use and when." Tom stepped forward. "Commander, would you like to test the drive?" The aliens ran their own scans, checked and rechecked the readings. Finally, Commander Dex spoke. "The quantum drive is perfect. Better than perfect. How much do we owe for this miracle?" "Standard repair rates," Tom said, "though we wouldn't mind if you spread the word about Phoenix Hub services." As the alien crew prepared to leave, Commander Dex approached Kate one last time. "Engineer Ross, you have taught us something valuable today. Perhaps there is more to learn from humans than we thought." Kate handed him a small device. "Here's a scanner tuned to detect metal fatigue. Next time you see these patterns, you'll know it's time for repairs. Simple tools can prevent big problems." The aliens left with more than just a repaired ship. They left with a new understanding of human engineering, a perfect blend of old knowledge and new technology, of understanding basic principles and applying them in creative ways. And unknown to Phoenix Hub's crew, they had just started a revolution in how the galaxy thought about repairs. 3 weeks after fixing the Starbreaker's quantum drive, Tom Miller stood in Phoenix Hub's control room, staring at the traffic display in disbelief. 20 alien ships waited in orbit, all requesting repair services. The line stretched far beyond Earth's moon. Another Federation ship just dropped out of light speed, Mike reported from his control station. That makes 21 now, sir. Tom rubbed his tired eyes. What happened? We usually get 2 or 3 alien ships a month, not 20 in a week. The answer came when Kate walked in, holding her datapad. She was grinning. You need to see this, Chief. Someone posted about our quantum drive repair on the Galactic Information Network. She showed him the screen. A detailed review from Commander Dex was spreading across space faster than light speed. The message was simple. Humans fixed the unfixable. Their repair methods defy conventional wisdom but work beyond expectations. Phoenix Hub's engineers understand machinery in ways we never considered. Well, Tom said, looks like word got around. The station's communication system beeped. A large silver ship near the front of the line was calling. Tom answered, and a holographic image appeared showing a reptilian alien captain. This is Captain Rex of the trading ship Golden Path, the alien said. Our main engine crystal has a crack. 3 space stations said it needs replacement. We heard humans can fix anything. Is this true? Tom looked at Kate, who was already checking the ship's specifications on her pad. She nodded. We can take a look, Tom replied. Bring her into Bay 4 when it's your turn. Over the next few days, Phoenix Hub became a buzzing center of activity. Ships from across the galaxy arrived with problems that other repair stations had declared hopeless. Each time, human engineers found solutions that amazed their alien customers. In Bay 3, Kate's team repaired a cracked engine crystal by using an ancient Earth technique for fixing windshields, modified with modern tools. In Bay 7, they fixed a broken gravity generator using parts from an old Earth washing machine, rewired to handle the alien technology. I don't understand, one alien mechanic said, watching Kate's team work. Your methods should not work. You mix old and new technology without fear. You repair things that our manuals say must be replaced. Kate was teaching a young engineer how to detect problems using both computer scans and the sound of tapping metal with a wrench. That's because we learned engineering differently, she explained. Humans started with simple machines and worked our way up. We know how things work from the inside out. The station's success brought new challenges. More repair bays had to be opened. Tom hired more engineers and mechanics, making sure each new team member understood the human method, combining basic mechanical knowledge with advanced technology. One morning, Tom found Kate in her workshop, surrounded by alien repair manuals and old Earth engineering books. What are you working on? He asked. I'm writing a guide, she said. Something to help other human repair stations handle the overflow. I'm calling it The Human Approach to Universal Repairs. It explains how we mix old and new methods. Tom picked up one of the alien manuals. Their books just tell you to replace broken parts. No explanation of why things break or how they work. Exactly, Kate said. But our guide will be different. It teaches understanding, not just replacing. Like that old saying, give someone a fish, they eat for a day. Teach them to fish. The station's alert system interrupted them. Chief, Mike's voice came over the speaker. You better come see this. There's a whole fleet of ships just appeared on long-range sensors. They're all heading for Earth. Tom and Kate rushed to the control room. The screen showed hundreds of dots approaching Earth, ships of all sizes and types, all broadcasting repair requests. Looks like we're going to need a bigger station, Tom said, but he was smiling. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy, not through weapons or advanced technology, but through something much more valuable. the ability to fix what others could not. Kate looked at the incoming fleet. Better call Earth's other repair stations. Tell them to get ready. The galaxy just discovered humanity's secret skill, and I don't think things will ever be the same. They watched as more ships appeared on the screen. Phoenix Hub was about to become the center of a repair revolution, and humans were going to teach the galaxy that sometimes the best solutions come from understanding the basics. The emergency alert woke Tom Miller at 3 a.m. Earth time. Red lights flashed across Phoenix Hub's corridors as he rushed to the control room. "What's the situation?" he asked Mike, who looked more worried than Tom had ever seen him. "Sir, we have a royal vessel from the ancient Concordat requesting immediate assistance," Mike said, pointing to his screen. "Their ship's core systems are failing." Tom felt his stomach tighten. The ancient Concordat was the oldest spacefaring civilization in the known galaxy. They rarely left their space, and their technology was considered sacred. Even looking at their engines without permission was considered a crime in some parts of space. "Get Kate up here. Now." The royal vessel came into view through the main window. It was beautiful, like a giant silver butterfly with wings made of light. But something was wrong. The ship's usual golden glow was dim, and one of its wings flickered dangerously. Kate arrived, still pulling on her work jacket. "What's so urgent that—" "Oh." She stopped when she saw the ship. The communication screen lit up, showing a tall, elegant alien with shimmering gold skin. "This is High Commander Val of the royal vessel Eternal Light. We require assistance, but our laws have strict requirements." "Welcome to Phoenix Hub," Tom said carefully. "I'm Station Chief Tom Miller. What are these requirements?" "Our technology is sacred," Val explained. "Only those of royal blood may touch the core systems, but we heard humans can fix anything. We are willing to make an exception, but any mistake would cause diplomatic problems." Kate stepped forward. "May we at least scan your systems?" The High Commander nodded slowly. "You may scan. But remember, this ship has existed for 10,000 Earth years. Its technology is beyond." Suddenly, all the lights on the royal vessel went dark. The beautiful wing patterns disappeared. "Emergency." Val's voice cracked with fear. "Core systems are failing. We have 3,000 passengers aboard." "Permission to dock them immediately?" Tom asked. "Granted." The next hour was organized chaos. The royal vessel was guided into the largest repair bay. Kate led her team to the ship's entrance, where they met a group of golden-skinned aliens in elaborate robes. "Our sacred engine room is this way," one of them said. "But you must understand, some of this technology hasn't been touched by outsiders since it was built." Kate followed them through corridors that seemed to be made of solid light. The engine room was like nothing she'd ever seen. Instead of normal machinery, there were crystals that sang with energy and metals that moved like water. "This is amazing," Kate whispered. Then she saw the problem. Oh, I think I understand." In the center of the engine room, a pattern of crystalline structures had grown over 10,000 years. They were beautiful, but Kate could see what the aliens couldn't. The crystals had grown too perfect. "Your engine isn't broken," she explained to the worried aliens. "It's too perfect. Look, these crystals have grown so precisely that they're amplifying each other's energy patterns. They're in resonance." The aliens looked confused. "Perfect resonance is the goal of all technology," one said. Kate shook her head. "Not always. Sometimes you need imperfection. Like how a violin needs tiny imperfections to make beautiful music. Your engine is like an instrument that's become too perfect to play." She pulled out her tools, a simple crystal tuning fork and a small hammer that looked ancient. "What are you doing?" Val asked nervously. "Adding imperfection. Trust me." Kate struck the tuning fork and held it near one of the crystals. Then, with incredible care, she tapped the crystal structure at exactly the right point. The perfect pattern shifted slightly. Energy began to flow again. Throughout the ship, lights came back on. "Impossible," whispered one of the Royal Engineers. "You fixed it by making it imperfect." Kate smiled. "Perfect isn't always better. Humans learned that a long time ago. Sometimes you need a little chaos, a little imperfection, to make things work right." The High Commander bowed deeply. "We have protected this technology for 10,000 years, never understanding it could be too perfect. Perhaps humans understand some things better than we do." As they left the royal vessel, Tom looked at Kate. "You know what this means? We just got the approval of the oldest civilization in space." Kate nodded. "And we did it by showing them that sometimes the simplest solution is the best one, even if it means making something a little less perfect." The royal vessel's visit would change everything. Soon, even more advanced civilizations would come to learn the human way of fixing things. Phoenix Hub was no longer just a repair station. It was becoming a place where ancient wisdom met human practicality, and both were better for it. Tom Miller knew something was wrong when 3 ships arrived at Phoenix Hub with exactly the same problem. All 3 had engine failures that looked too similar to be an accident. "This doesn't make sense," Kate Ross said, examining the 3rd ship's engines. "These are different types of ships from different parts of space. They shouldn't all break in exactly the same way." The station's communication screen lit up. A tall, gray-skinned alien in an expensive business suit appeared. "I am Director Pat of Universal Repair Corporation. I'm calling to offer help with your unfortunate situation." Tom crossed his arms. "What situation?" "Why, the failing ships, of course. Our company has proper facilities across the galaxy. Advanced facilities. Not this primitive operation you run." The alien's smile didn't reach his eyes. "We can take these damaged ships off your hands." Kate stepped into view of the screen. "You mean the ships that were perfectly fine until they passed near your repair stations?" The director's smile disappeared. "I don't know what you're suggesting, but Universal Repair Corporation has served the galaxy for centuries. We don't need competition from primitive humans who fix things with hammers and wrenches." After the call ended, Tom gathered his repair teams. "They're trying to make us look bad," he explained. "They want these ships to fail so they can swoop in and save the day." "Well," Kate said with a grin, "let's show them how primitive humans handle sabotage." Over the next few days, more ships arrived with suspicious problems. But instead of failing, Phoenix Hub fixed them all. Kate's teams worked around the clock, turning each repair into a lesson in human ingenuity. When a ship's computer was infected with a virus, they didn't just delete it. They rebuilt the system better than before. When engine parts mysteriously cracked, they didn't just replace them. They reinforced them against future damage. Word spread quickly. A news report from the Galactic Broadcasting Network showed up on all screens. "Human repair station improves sabotaged ships. Universal Repair Corporation stock prices fall." Director Pat called again, this time looking angry. "This is impossible. Those ships were meant to. I mean, those problems should have been too difficult for your primitive methods." "Maybe that's your problem," Kate said. "You think our old tools and basic understanding make us primitive. But humans learned to fix things long before we had fancy technology. We understand machines in ways your computers never will." The director's face turned dark gray with anger. "Then perhaps a demonstration is in order. Expect a special delivery soon." The special delivery arrived 3 days later. It was the largest ship they'd ever seen, and it was completely dead in space. No power, no systems running. Nothing. "They think this will break us," Tom said, looking at the massive ship. "They want us to fail." Kate was already gathering her tools. "Then let's do what humans do best. Prove them wrong." For 5 days straight, Phoenix Hub's teams worked on the ship. They found sabotage everywhere. Cut wires, broken circuits, damaged parts. But with each problem, they showed why humans were the best repair experts in space. They used simple tools to trace power lines that alien scanners couldn't detect. They'd rebuilt complex systems using basic parts and human creativity. When alien technology failed, human understanding prevailed. On the sixth day, the ship didn't just work again, it worked better than ever. Its engines ran cleaner, its systems operated more efficiently, and its crew couldn't stop smiling. The final blow to Universal Repair Corporation came when the ship's captain made a public statement. The humans didn't just fix our ship, they improved it. They taught us how to maintain it better. Their primitive methods showed us what real engineering looks like. Director Pat made one final call to Phoenix Hub. This time, he looked defeated. How? How do you do it? Tom smiled. Because we don't just replace parts, Director. We understand how things work. Every broken machine teaches us something new. Your company sees repairs as business. We see them as a chance to learn and improve. As Universal Repair Corporation's reputation crumbled, Phoenix hubs grew stronger. The competition had tried to destroy them, but instead proved what many were beginning to understand. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology, but their deep understanding of how to fix what others thought was beyond repair. The message was clear across the galaxy. If you wanted something fixed right, you went to the humans. They might use simple tools, but they used them with a wisdom that no advanced technology could match. The strange ship appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system without warning. It moved silently, its dark hull absorbing all light. No signals came from it. No power readings showed on Phoenix Hub's scanners. It was completely dead. What do you make of it? Tom asked Kate as they watched the mysterious vessel being towed into Bay 1. Never seen anything like it, Kate replied. The design isn't in any database. It's not Federation, not ancient Concordat, not even from the far rim cultures. As the ship entered the repair bay, everyone fell silent. Its hull was covered in patterns that seemed to shift and change when you looked at them. The metal itself was unlike anything humans had encountered before. A team of experts from the Galactic Council arrived within hours. They stood in the observation room, watching as Kate's team prepared to examine the ship. "Be careful," warned one council member, a tall being with crystal-like skin. "We found ships like this before. They're remnants of a civilization that vanished millions of years ago. No one has ever managed to activate one." Kate walked around the ship, running her old magnetic scanner over its surface. Interesting. The metal's alive, or it was once, like it was grown rather than built. She pulled out her tablet and showed everyone the readings. "Look at these patterns. They're like the rings in a tree trunk. This ship is telling us its story, if we know how to read it." "Impossible," another council member said. "Our best scientists have studied these ships for centuries. They're beyond our understanding." Tom smiled. "Maybe that's the problem. You're trying to understand it with advanced science. Let's try understanding it the human way, from the ground up." Over the next few days, Kate and her team used everything they knew about machinery, from the simplest steam engine to the most advanced quantum drive. They studied how the ship was put together, not just its technology. "See this?" Kate pointed to a section of the hull. "It's like an old mechanical watch. Each part moves the next part. The whole ship is one big machine." They discovered that the ship's systems weren't electronic or quantum-based. They were mechanical, just incredibly advanced mechanics. Like a pocket watch built by gods. "We've been going about this all wrong," Kate announced on the fourth day. "We don't need to power it up. We need to wind it up." The council members watched in disbelief as Kate's team built a simple but massive winding mechanism. They attached it to what they believed was the ship's main drive shaft. "This is absurd," one council member muttered. "You can't start an ancient alien ship with what looks like a giant watch winder." Kate grinned. "Watch us." The winding began. At first, nothing happened. Then, slowly, patterns on the hull began to glow. A deep humming filled the bay. The ship was waking up. Inside, systems that had slept for millions of years came to life. Displays lit up, showing star maps of a galaxy far older than the one they knew. The ship's mechanical heart began to beat. "Outstanding," breathed the council member. "You did it. You actually did it. But how?" "Simple," Kate said. "We stopped thinking about it as advanced technology. We looked at it as a machine, the most elegant machine ever built, but still just a machine. Everything that moves follows the same basic principles, whether it's a bicycle or a starship." Tom watched as alien scientists rushed around, taking readings and making notes. "You know what this means. Humanity just proved we can understand technology millions of years ahead of our own." Kate nodded. "Because we never forgot our roots. Every human repair station starts by teaching the basics: how things move, how they wear out, how they work together. That knowledge let us understand this ship when all the advanced scans and theories failed." The council members gathered around Tom and Kate. "We need to document this. The human method of understanding machinery. It's not primitive at all. It's fundamental. You see things we've forgotten to look for." As news spread about the awakening of the ancient ship, Phoenix Hub's reputation grew even stronger. Humans hadn't just fixed another ship. They had unlocked secrets that the most advanced civilizations had failed to understand. And they had done it not with superior technology, but with something far more valuable: the ability to understand how things worked at their most basic level, and the wisdom to know that sometimes the simplest approach was the best. 1 year after waking the ancient ship, Phoenix Hub had changed beyond recognition. The original repair station had grown into a vast complex, with ships from every corner of the galaxy waiting for human expertise. Tom Miller stood at his favorite observation window, watching the constant flow of traffic. Below him, in what used to be empty space, a massive new structure had been built: the Galactic Engineering Academy. "Chief," Kate called as she walked up, carrying 2 cups of coffee. "The first graduation ceremony is about to start." Tom took a cup, smiling. "Hard to believe, isn't it? A year ago, they called us primitive. Now they're sending their best and brightest to learn from us." The Academy's main hall was packed with aliens of all species. Young engineers from 100 worlds sat together, waiting to receive their certifications in human repair methods. At the front of the room, Kate's old toolbox sat in a place of honor, a symbol of how simple tools and deep understanding could solve the most complex problems. "Welcome to the first graduation of the Galactic Engineering Academy." Tom began his speech. "You came here thinking you would learn about advanced human technology. Instead, you learned something more valuable: how to think like a human engineer." The alien students nodded. They had spent months learning things their advanced civilizations had forgotten: how to diagnose problems by sound and touch, how to understand machines from the inside out, how to fix rather than replace. One of the students, a young Federation engineer, stood up to speak. "Before coming here, I relied on computers to tell me what was wrong with a ship. Now I can feel it. I understand it. The humans taught us to see machines as living things, not just collections of parts." After the ceremony, Tom and Kate walked through the station's repair bays. In Bay 3, a human engineer was teaching a group of ancient Concordat technicians how to detect crystal resonance patterns using simple tuning forks. In Bay 7, alien apprentices practiced basic welding techniques alongside advanced quantum repairs. "Remember when they wouldn't let us touch their sacred technology?" Kate laughed. "Now they're learning to fix it themselves, the human way." The station's alert system chimed softly. "Priority message from Galactic Council," Mike's voice announced. The Council's holographic transmission showed a panel of alien leaders. Their spokesperson, the crystal-skinned being who had witnessed the ancient ship's awakening, spoke first. "Phoenix Hub, we bring important news. The Council has officially designated Earth as the galaxy's primary center for engineering education. Furthermore, we propose establishing human repair stations in every major sector of space." Tom grinned. "We accept, but with one condition. These stations must teach, not just repair. We want to share our knowledge, not just our services." "Agreed," the council member said. The human approach to understanding and repairing technology has proven too valuable to restrict. We need your people's unique perspective across the galaxy. After the transmission ended, Tom and Kate walked to their newest repair bay. Inside sat the ancient ship they had awakened, now a teaching tool for the most advanced repair techniques. Techniques based on simple human understanding of how things worked. You know what makes me proudest? Kate said, running her hand along the ship's living metal hull. We didn't just prove humans could fix anything. We showed the galaxy a better way to think about machines. Tom nodded. And we did it without losing what makes us special. Every student learns to use a wrench before they touch a quantum scanner. Every repair starts with understanding the basics. As they watched, a new group of ships appeared in Earth's orbit. Vessels from worlds they had never seen before, all coming to learn the human way of fixing things. 100 years ago, we dreamed of reaching the stars, Tom said quietly. Who would have thought we'd end up teaching the stars how to fix things instead? Kate picked up her old toolbox, the one that had started it all. Inside, the simple tools that had helped humans reshape the galaxy's understanding of repair and maintenance lay next to modern devices. Together, they represented humanity's greatest gift to the stars. The wisdom to understand that no matter how advanced technology becomes, the fundamental principles never change. And across the galaxy, ships continued to flock to human repair stations, not just for fixes, but for something far more valuable. The knowledge that sometimes the simplest solutions were the best ones, and that understanding how things worked was more important than having the most advanced tools to fix them.